That was just rehearsal, not recording. I
It's too
turned it
good.
off.
We have to record it.
That's too
Oh,
good.
should I start over?
No. Keep going.
So, and the fifth level of leadership is pinnacle. And that leadership is based on reputation and respect because people follow because of who the leader is and what they represent, having achieved the highest level of influence and excellence. Now, a lot of us are not on level 5. A lot of us are not on level 4, but a lot of us are on level 3, right? Some of us are on level 3. Some of us, recruit people because they like us. But that's not the last step. You can't just bring people in because they like you. You have to produce. David has like some high-tech
I
cameras.
know, right? I was just looking at that too.
What the heck, dude? Anyway, in order to have your people stick, to have your people believe in you, you have to, number one, you have to be able to produce. You have to be able to make results, bring those results to fruition, and be able to teach them how to achieve those same results. For example, yesterday, and this is for my team, so I can teach my team how to do this. I went into like 15 different stores, 15 different little small businesses. I went in there and I said, "Hey, I'm brand new. I'm not brand new to the area, but they don't know that. I'm
Yeah.
brand new to the area. I'm just trying to get to meet everybody. What I do is I actually help business owners mitigate their tax risk through retirement. I got a bunch of business cards, and that's one thing that I'm going to instill on my team. So, and I guess it's because I don't think that this is really like talked about a lot. You have to you have to be able to produce results. You have to be able to teach your people how to produce the same exact thing in
Yep.
order to be an effective leader. If you're not an effective leader, your people will leave you. Your
Yep.
people will not respect you. They may join, right? Because they like you.
Yep.
But at the end of the month, the beginning of the month, when the landlord comes around, hey, listen, we need that money. Hey, the internet bill, Spectrum starts calling, hey, listen, we need that money. They need to be able to give them that money. So you have to
Yeah.
be able to teach them how to get that money to be able to be an effective leader. And that's kind of all I wanted to say. I do apologize if I
That
took
was
up too much
good.
time.
No,
No,
that's
man.
spoken like an executive director. I love it.
Yeah. And
I love it.
that that's one of the things that I always talk about is when you become an executive director, like everybody wants to develop and want to get to executive director, which is the agency owner level. You become an executive director here when you're an SFA trying to get to SM. You are an executive director mindset as an FA that wants to be an executive director. So you have to start taking ownership and the leadership traits. John Maxwell is amazing, man. I've got all of his books. And again, leading from the front, right? Leading from the front is crucial.
I'll give
And
one example right now.
Mhm.
All of you that are showing up. That is a leadership quality. Showing up is kind of hard because we all have things to do. We
Yeah.
all would much rather stay in bed on a Saturday morning. We'd much rather watch some TV because we worked hard all week.
And it's 7 a.m. in Seattle, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Early bird gets a worm.
So that's even worse, right? So you get the point. It's
Absolutely.
hard. It's really, really hard to come up and be here. Now, out of 135, I guess, people that should be on here, look at that 10% rule right now.
Yeah.
We're a little
If
higher.
I may,
I'm
can I
sorry?
jump in and caveat off of what Jamel said?
Yeah,
And
Franklin, please.
if he can take it one more step further, because we used to, when I come from the health insurance side and had teams of 20 agents and so forth, as a satellite sales director, you have to not only the part that you talked about, with going into the businesses yourself. That's great for you, but when you can take a new agent or another agent by the hand and you go do that with them is the next step.
1,000%.
And we call them walk and talks. And I just talked to Carmen about this about a week ago, and I started doing the same thing, going back into my book of how to prospect and just get my name out. Sometimes you're not even looking for those a particular sale. You're just looking to get your name in front of them. And actually, I've gone and done that within the last week. And same thing, you get the business cards. Now you have to train yet that agent and yourself. What do you do with that business card from now on? Where does that business card go? That business card has to produce something for you. And it may not be from the person you got the business card from, but they know people, they know others. And if I did that a few years ago on the insurance side, and it led me to a group I live in Colorado. I live in Colorado Springs. It led me to a organization in the mountains that's 2 hours away that meets in a network group. And I ended up closing every business in that network group
Wow.
for sales, for health insurance. So that's past, but I'm just giving you that as to, if you want to be a leader in that form and what you gave, it's not just what those 5 categories are. It's taking those 5 categories and making something out of them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's the power of
That's-
one, man.
That's
power
the
of one.
greatest point. And like I was saying, we get really sad when people don't show up or your clients are not clienting, right? But you have to understand the numbers do not lie. Like I said, we have pretty large organization and look at how many people show up. And it tells you now we're performing at a much better rate, which is great, but still there is a 10% rule that applies here. Now our job is to take the 10% that shows up and make them the leaders, right? That's our
You guys
job.
mind if I ask Franklin a question real quick?
Sure.
So my biggest thing right now is that I came from a place where we were sales dogs, right? We just dial hello 14 hours a day.
Correct.
And that's kind of what I'm used to, right? I'm trying to get to a point where and yesterday, I kept thinking about when Imrana said, she said, "Hey, listen, you're not meant to be behind a desk." I love my desk. I love my desk more than anything. I have a beautiful set. Listen, I have a beautiful setup. It's my prized possession. I believe I put more money into my computer than I do my own self, but that's
investment.
I don't think you have
really.
I don't think you have the camera that David has, man. It's just kind of
No. David's camera is part of the CIA. I don't want any parts of that. He's not even listening behind it. And before I got into the insurance industry, I was knocking on doors, right? I was talking to people like, "Hey, listen, I'm part of Verizon. We just did some work down the street, blah, 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 blah." And I would knock on every single door down the street, right? But now I'm kind of used to like picking up the phone and dialing, and I'm trying to get to the point. And yesterday I kind of took off the fear and said, "Listen, F it. I'm going to go talk to everybody. What are the next steps?" I don't know the next steps. I'm just doing stuff. Realistically, I throw stuff to the wall and see what sticks. This seems to be sticking. What are the next steps? Like, what are the steps that I should take in regards to collecting the business card? What are the conversations that I should have?
Well, one of the conversations is that once you have, depends on how you have approached those business owners. You got the cards and they gave it to you.
Right.
And for a reason. Now, once you have those cards, is to organize those cards in a form of fashion. And depending on the area that you went into, you're going to also organize those for the types of businesses that they have. Did any of those businesses have employees?
Right.
Did any of those, or is it just mom and pop shops and that's all they have? But regardless of, and then the location, regardless of who they are, or how many people they have, it's the location and what's around them. Because if you went into those businesses and they were close to each other, 9 out of 10 times, they have some connection to each other. So as you approach them, and the next step is to take that business card and touch base with them. It may be 3 weeks from now, it may be 2 weeks from now, it may be once a month. Somehow you have to touch base with them. It may be going back into the same area and just say, hey, I'm back again. Just wanted to say hello. Nothing to worry about. Put your wallet away. I'm not looking for anything. You just wanted to say hello. I'm in the area. It's FaceTime is what we called it and still call it. I don't. And to add what you said about people, you're going to build teams, and it's not all on you as a leader. You need to understand that some people you can coach, some people are coachable, and some people are just not going to get it, and they're going to leave regardless, no matter how great of a leader you are. I had to learn that through military style, that there's just some people that's just not going to follow you. You can see people that are going to have a lot of potential and that you want to help them with, and they're going to leave you also. But what you do with those business cards and showing the people that are underneath you or part of your team, I shouldn't say underneath, I'm so used to military terms. The the people that are working with you as partners, you're going to show them the same thing. And it's all a process of learning. You're going to learn, you're going to walk into some businesses and they're not going to talk to you at all. I use a technique of I walk in, it's an introduction. If it goes well, I'm pretty much in and out introducing myself and walking away. I've been stopped more times walking away, getting close to the door. Hey, what'd you say you do? Say that again. Tell me about this. Tell me more about it. Now I know I got an opportunity to come back and talk to them. And again, you cut it short. You speak quickly, shortly, and then leave. If they're really interested, not only are you picking up their card, you're leaving something for them. It's called a leave behind, whether it's a business card, whether it's a pamphlet, whether it's a newsletter that you've produced, something to give them and put on their desk or their counter if it's a small business. We used to take trifolds and we used to take trifolds and just leave on their desk, on their counter. And then if they have a counter, you can ask, can I leave my business cards on the counter? There's a whole lot of things that you can do that don't cost you any money other than the business card itself to leave in a business that's going to get you and generate referrals for you by yourself.
No, that's great points. And guys, if you go into the command center, right?
Mhm.
I'll show you something. Let's go into Jamil. I've got some concrete steps for you, okay? And everybody
Yeah.
can use that. So if you go to the competition scoreboard and click on contest, you'll see. Remember, this is the guy I was telling you, Jairam. He is a personal producer only. He's done 263 personal production this year, right? Personal pen. This is called Settle Business, right? If you click on competition, this guy JRAM is only a personal producer, and I'm sure he's happy, right? But Jamil, where you go, man?
I had to turn my AC down a little bit. It's hot in here.
Okay.
My apologies.
So no worries. So Expedia has over 6,000 people, right?
Mhm.
Two of the wealth makers are in the top 20 on the leaderboard for the Mexico trip, right? Who are they? Luis is at 110,000 issue paid. He has done 175,000 personal production.
He's this close right now. Any day right now, he's about to hit six-figure ring earner.
I have 1/3 of his production. That is insane. That
It
dude's
is. And we'll tell you more.
Okay.
This is exactly to your point.
And then Carmen is at 106 issue paid year to date. She has turned in 138. Now she is an ED, and but they're part of the wealth maker, right?
But what
These
does
two.
Luis do? Why do we want to focus on
So
Luis?
what does Luis do, right? Luis does exactly what you just did, right? So if you go to Command Center and you go to Zoom training, okay, there's Luis. Now, Luis even has his checklist that he uses every day to keep a track of his activity. Have you downloaded this, Jamil?
I have not. I'll go do it right now.
I just watched it yesterday.
You
Yeah.
watched yesterday. Okay. So Luis does exactly what you did yesterday.
Don't
Let's
have
kind of look at-
slides. I want this more to be of if you guys have questions, I'll show you what I do and how I do it. There is no secret sauce. There is no secret. I follow. I have a sheet of paper and I'm going to post it on the Wealth Makers. Yeah, and all I follow is a 25-point system, and it's something that I was taught years ago. And all that means is, for example, right? Yeah, let me look at this week's. For example, if I get a referred lead, that's 3 points. Every dial that I make, I give myself a point. Every drop in that I drop in on, that's a point. Now, the 25-point system, that's just an average, right? You don't want average results, so you do 50 in a day. If you do 50 points 3 days in a row, it equals whatever it equals, 29,000 in commissions, just because the activity, right? And you touched on that this right before we started. The only thing that we can control in this business is activity.
Yep.
Activity, and it sounds cliche, but just how many no's do I have to hear before I hear a Luis? I know you're not gonna go away, so sit down.
Awesome.
And so, and that's it, something that, let me say this because no one ever says this. Today, after I collected 7 no's,
Jamil, this is
you have
important.
that little voice saying, I really need to make a career switch. enough of this, right? And then around like 4 o'clock, I drop in on a guy that I hadn't seen in a while. And he's like, you know what? I'm glad you stopped in. Sit down. And those are the ones that turn into, typically will business owner will give you at least $500 to put into an IUL.
Yeah.
So if you collect, 3 of those a month or 2 of those a week or however you, as hard as you want to work it, the numbers just work in your favor.
Yep.
So, but that's my system, and I'll post a sheet on our group. That's what I follow.
Right. So he does exactly what you did the other day, right? And if you go to another section here under marketing campaign, and you look at these different marketing strategies that we have, Jamil, and you go to the end, here's what Corey does. He goes to small networking events and he doesn't buy any leads. Go ahead.
I was saying Corey the GOAT. I actually have a recording that I have to upload from him. He was on the Discord a while ago going over things.
So,
hey, real quick, just like actually Emma said, we do need access to the Google Drive. I have access to the website, but not the Google Drive for the 25-point system.
yeah, just request it. Click on request and I'll access you.
Okay, but
Yeah. So the model that you're going after, there are specific people that are having success. Reach out to them even. They're on your team. They would love it. He's a great teacher.
Yeah. So Corey did about 2 mil when he joined us last year. He was within 6 months, he did 2 mil in annuities. And the only thing he does is goes to his surrounding meetups. And the only quantity of people he has access to is 30,000. His community is only 30,000. If you're living in a city that has millions of people, you are sitting on a gold mine. Okay. This month, he's already turned in 500,000 personal production in annuities. And the same couple has got about 1 million also more coming towards him. Right. How does he do it? He goes and he has 3 beers at his local bar every other day and just hangs out and goes to meetups and goes to chamber of commerce meeting and builds a connection and builds the business and rapport and builds a trust factor. He still wears his hat, his straw hat. He wears flip-flops, he wears shorts, and he stays like a beach guy, right? And it doesn't really matter, because when people like you and trust you, they'll work with you, right? Also, Jamil, if you go to the next video, this one, building strategic partnership, here I actually break down this strategy with the script on what you have to do each week to build the business networking one-on-one sales prospecting. Okay, so building strategic partners, very helpful if you want step-by-step steps with including the scripts.
Okay, speaking of Luis, we're gonna go off into why is it so important to build? And I'm gonna use Luis as a good spin-off for this, because we had a live meeting with him. I met him up, and he's a big time producer. He's having a burnout. We talked about this, burnouts, okay? Such a big producer who's so good at what he does, he was having a burnout that I'm getting to a point where it's hard to go out and write again. So he took a little break, and we're like, Luis, what happened? Let's chat. What's happening, so we can figure out how to get out of that place. And he was just like, I'm having a burnout. I don't know how to get out of it. And so then we sat down, and I was like, what is your plan? What do you want? He's like, well, I kind of want to do what you're doing. I think I can teach people. I'm a good producer, but now I need to pass on the baton to others so they can produce like that. And then so on and so forth. I want to teach people. I was like, okay. So then we sat down, showed him the big picture of a business plan, showed him what we're expected to do in a year, our goals, and because of our movement, where we're going. And he was like, oh, I got to do that. I need to do exactly what you're doing. We're like, okay. He left and text messaged us that I'm excited again for the business. That is what building does. When you write all the time, you're going to have a burnout. 100%. It is written. It happens all the time. We have seen amazing producers come and go. They will find, this is Raza too. Raza has burnout all the time. Okay. And I'm just like, okay, when you hit burnout, this is when you have a team, you get out of that funk, because now you're training and you hold your up to higher standards, yourself up. And then because you have a team, you bounce out of that burnout so quickly, and because you got to show them how to do it, and you start doing it again, and then you again have success. A team plays such a big role in your success as a producer also. And thankfully, all of you said you want to have an agency. You are going to have long-term sustainable success when you have a team. I have not seen a producer last long ever in the insurance industry. And I've seen many producers. Every single top producer fizzles out sometime. So in order to stop that, like Jamil now, he's a great producer. Just saying, he is an amazing. If you want someone and you want to talk to them and you're like, hey, how do I sell? You can call Jamil. He's always on Discord. He always tells everyone I'm there. Bounce on there. He'll help you. He's saying something. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, every single day from sun up to sundown. If I'm not on Discord, I'm either talking to people like outside or I'm in the gym. But if you ever need me, I'm typically inside the Discord server 24/7. So you can always ask a question.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful benefit that we have as an organization that Jamil is providing for us, right? So I would like for all of you to take advantage of that when you're trying to get out, or where it's a lonely business, when you need others to bounce ideas off of, or just some energy of work, a work environment. That's why he created it, because he needed that accountability for himself. So jump on there, because you got to feed off of each other. You need a team environment sometimes. It's very lonely out here. So if he wants to share the Discord for anybody new, actually Raza will share the Discord.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can I can do that.
Awesome. So that's something he is doing as a leader in prep. He's literally running these programs for us as well, all on his own. He came up with the idea, he started it and all that, right? So kudos to him. Now, I would like everybody to have a sheet of paper in front of them. You're going to write your building business plan. And it's not going to be a literal business plan. It's going to be some thought process behind it. So I want you to have a sheet of paper so you can recognize some things. And if you don't write it down, you'll forget it. That's why it's kind of important to write down.
So get a piece of paper if you guys don't have one. Jamil is electronic. Dave is electronic.
Awesome.
You got sci-fi cameras and
He was part of the CIA. I don't trust that camera. There's someone listening.
it zooms in and follows you, man.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
It's amazing. So the thing we have a contest that we kind of put in there. Well, it's not really a contest. Everyone can win it, right? We said, hey, if you add 7 people to your agency, we're gonna send you a gift card. So obviously we qualify for bonuses because everybody's hitting targets, right? So we want to make sure that if we are earning a little extra because of bonuses, let's inject that back into the team because they deserve it, right? All of you deserve that part. It's all of our bonus. So that's why we said hit 7 because you need some targets. You're going to get a gift card. So everybody should be hitting a gift card every month. It's just 7 people adding to your agency. Yes, you might have to work a little harder for it because you have to talk to a certain number of people to get there, right? Now, write number 1. And number 1 is going to be your vibe. What is the vibe that you're putting across to people? I want you to just write that down, that you think it is, your vibe when you're talking to other agents. Thank you. So everybody has written probably or is writing their vibe. I had this conversation with one of the agents yesterday. He's deeply passionate about this business. And he was just sad because it wasn't moving the way he wanted it to move. And he's like, I need to talk. I need to get out of this place. I need to really, really build, right? So I asked him, what is your why? And he had said, this is personal. All whys are personal. He said, I really want to set my family up and make sure they had an income where, Luis, your ears must have been burning.
Hey, what's up, Luis?
We just talked about your entire training and showed it to everybody and played it a little bit.
Good. Priceless.
He just shows up right after we finish all inflating him. And we're like, this is Luis. This is what he's done.
That's how superheroes show up, man.
Yeah. See, but going back to do you want Luis to say something?
Yeah, Luis. So, so we had a team member, Jamil. He did the dangerous move that you do to make the bucks. And he went out to business owners and he said, man, I'm just going to do it. I said, man, that's perfect. And that's kind of showed your success and you're about to hit the 6-figure ring, brother. I'm rooting for it. Very close. You also on the leaderboard for the Mexico trip. So I was like, hey, this is how exactly what Luis does. This is his business strategy. So you want to just kind of touch on it since you're here?
Sure. Hey, let me ask you, how did Jamil do? What was his experience doing it?
So what I did, because
man?
I really don't. What's going on, brother? I really don't have experience going into businesses because I'm kind of used to like picking up the phone, and that's what I've been doing for like the last 6 months. But I ran out of leads. So I went to businesses and I kind of just said, hey, listen, kind of new to the area. My name is Jamil Fullman. And pretty much what I do is I just help business owners mitigate their tax risk through retirement. Do you mind if I drop off some information later on? Give him my card, walked out. And I'm going somewhere today at like 1 o'clock and another place on Monday
Cool.
to drop off the information. That's all I did.
How many places did you stop into?
About 14. They
Okay.
were all like small businesses.
Yeah.
Majority were black owned businesses because like I feel like they will reciprocate, me, a little bit more realistically. Not to like bring like race or anything into it, but like,
No.
people
Yeah.
will like reciprocate me a little bit more. But yeah,
Cool. Out of those, you said 14. Out of those 14, how many said, yeah, come back
every
tomorrow,
single
next week?
every single one. I had a nice little conversation with every single one of them. They said, "Hey, listen, yeah, you could definitely drop off, some information, 100%." What kind of
Okay.
call did you drop off? I honestly, because I'm a little bit too lazy to get my own cards, so I just drop off the cards that they give us from American Amicable. If you don't know American Amicable, we'll give you free business cards, 500 of them, or
Yeah.
100. I don't know. I can't count.
Yeah. So check this out. One of those 14 will be a $500 check.
Oh, for sure.
Like it will. Like it will. It has to. I don't know how or what. I think it's the insurance god that looks over us, that when you do that, it just happens.
Okay,
So anyway, good job.
for sure. Appreciate it.
Now, was it scary as heck?
Dude, I asked my girlfriend. I said, "Hey, listen, just come with me." Like I was, excuse my French, I was fucking terrified.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Yeah. But then what happened after the second one?
I
The fear went away, right?
Dude, I got the business card and I skipped out the store. I'm pretty sure they saw me.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, I can do this.
Yeah. So anyway, it doesn't matter. And then if you do that, so I do that 3 times a week. What you just did.
But
That's it. So you just got to keep doing it because it is scary, it's lonely, and it's boring.
oh, for sure. It's like fishing. You got to wait till something
But
happens.
that's how I get. Yep. That's how I get my leads. That's how I got taught, because the guy that taught me he said, look, you're going to run out of family members and you're going to run out of leads. So why don't you go create your own, as many as you want, as fast as you want?
That's perfect. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. So now you know. See, now you know. I was just curious to see how it went.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was actually very eye-opening.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. So as you heard him repeat something where he's talked to 14, you're definitely going to get one. Yes, the insurance gods say 10%, right? So it's something that you'll always hear.
Okay.
It's so funny. You're saying the same thing and you show up on the call, but sometimes people are on the same wavelength, right? Shalonda, I don't know if she's here or not, but all the time she says, get out of my head whenever I talk to her, because I'm already saying what she was doing or thinking. And maybe for some of you, the same thing is happening where we're already talking in the same language. So it's really good to be plugged in because we're all going to be connected. So thank you, Luis, for your input. I think a lot of people are going to find value from that today.
Can I ask Luis another question?
Sure.
Please.
Luis, this is Frank Goodwin. How often do you go back and touch base, or how often do you go back into certain areas to do like repeat visits if you don't connect with them?
Every single, yeah. So here, I'll let me be completely transparent right now. So right now, I need to come up with $10,000 in premium paid, right?
Yes, sir.
So that I can get my ring.
Right.
And so, but I have anything in the pipeline, I have zero. And so to answer your question is Monday morning, all next week, all 4 days, I will go back to people that I've already sold and just go say hi and then hit the next business store or whatever. And then I'll bounce around the whole day from area to area, finding what Jamil did, 14,
Exactly.
but I actually do 28.
I gotta do 30.
I'll do 28 because on a yellow pad. Cool. Yeah, no, that's okay. You know what? It doesn't matter how many you do, but it's funny. Every 7, something happens. So that's
Wow.
why I do 28. I need 4 appointments. And so 7, 14, 21, 28 will give you the appointment for the next day.
It's a
So
math.
did that answer your
It's a
question?
math.
How often? Every single week.
Yes, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That
Yeah.
means I have 2 in the bag already.
Actually, you have 3.
Let's go.
1, 7, 15. Huh?
I'm with it.
Wow. We all talk in numbers. So you're seeing a pattern that we're all talking about that 10% or the seventh one is going to happen. So please use that. Please remember that. Now, let's go back to what you wrote down. You wrote down your vibe. So when I talked to someone, they said, my goal is to make sure my family has, financial independence, they're set, and they understand that. On the first part of the call, he told me that he is so driven for this business. He is so driven to have an agency that is successful with successful agents. But when I asked his why was completely different, that I want to make my family independent. So, because he's like, I don't know how to get out of this weird place I'm in. And he was a big time builder. He was an SMD at a previous company. So he's a big shot, okay? But now again, starting over, he's frozen. Starting over is very, very, very difficult. And some of you are starting over, right? It's very difficult. You'll be frozen for a very long time. So I said, listen, your why is so disconnected from what you said your passion was. You have to connect that in order to be super successful. You have to be so driven. Like my why, I have a personal why, but nobody cares about my personal why when it comes to business. You all don't care that I want to make my family financially independent. I want to own a mansion, or I want to move my family into a 6-mansion compound. Nobody cares about what I want personally. But if I said, oh, thank you, Jamil.
As long as you're in Highland Park.
I'll be your neighbor. So as long as if I said something about the team now, and I've worked on this why, I've worked on my passion over the years, right? And I told him, I said, my passion is I want to create more 6-figure ring earners than any other person in this entire business, so that I can say I have successful people that can have a sustainable income for their family. That is my number one goal right now. How many people can I make 6-figure ring earners? I have no other goal right now when it comes to my team.
And Luis kind of experienced that. Luis, you kind of had an experience because Luis comes from an area where it was only personal production. There was no team building. And when Luis came here, I told you some stuff, Luis, and then you kind of experienced it. So what was your experience after that?
I think what you're talking about is when you run this thing for your personal production, there is no fulfillment. There is, but there isn't. It's when you help other people.
Yep.
Like what Jamil just did, right?
Yeah.
Just imagine had I taken him out and then he had wrote a policy for $500.
Yeah.
The feeling that would have come to me, regardless of me making money or not, is greater than me collecting today $1,000 check.
Bingo.
I don't know how to put that in words, but I hope you guys understood. And when you told me that, I was like, that can't be real. It can't be real. It can't be real that we as people will feel better about helping other people make money or achieve their goals, and it'll feel better than when you achieve your own. And you do.
Experience.
And you do. Yeah, and you do. So is that what you're talking about, Ross?
Yeah, man. Because I know you sent me a text. One of your team members got paid and submitted business, and you send me something. Say, man, this feels better than me making $100,000.
Yeah.
And once you guys, that's exactly the why Imran is talking about.
Yeah. So you heard it, everyone. Everyone heard that. And those who've had team members that had success, you all know that feeling. It is a high like no other.
Yeah.
You will never need alcohol, drugs ever in your life. When you work with people and make people succeed, oh my God, it is the best feeling you can ever have. It is a true why. It's a purpose. And I have that purpose. And I hope that when I speak to you, you feel that purpose coming from me.
Yeah.
And that is a vibe that you have to create. That's why I made you write down, what is your vibe? My vibe is that I want people to feel like they can have a strong, sustainable business, that they can live as an insurance agent. A lot of insurance agents don't have that relationship with their business.
Yeah.
You have to feel my vibe. If you don't, then I'm not doing the right thing, or my goal, my why and my vibe are disconnected. I should hear you, every single one of you speak, and I should feel like, man, he really wants me to succeed. I'm going to succeed. It is so important that you develop that vibe. Very, very, very important. Yesterday when I was on that call, he said, "Oh my God." He was like tearing up. He said, I understand. I've lost that vibe. People are not feeling that from me when I talk to them. Like Raza said, I think some people need recruiting training. No, there is no such thing as recruiting training. Grace is brand new. Literally 2 days ago, she joined our team. She already had a person on the call yesterday as a recruit.
Joined just now.
Oh, she's here.
Yeah. Your team member joined just now, right?
What's that?
I think
Your team member. Grace.
Yes. Yes,
think-
Letitia. She's working with her AOA. She just sent me a screenshot.
Dude, I want to be like Grace when I grow up.
Right? And so, Grace, I'll ask you a question. I'm so glad you're on this call. What did you say to this person to bring them onto that call?
Well, actually, she sat with Andrea and I a couple of weeks ago, and I just checked back in with her, and she said she was moving. I said, great, let's jump on another call. She said, I want to move forward.
But what did you say to get her on the call with even Andrea? What was the thing you said?
I don't even know. I always, so my vibe is bring curiosity. So when I reach out to people, I don't assume anything. I'd say, I am curious. I want to hear your story. Curious if you are interested. So people want to be seen, want to be known. They want other people to ask them questions. And that's how I approach the situation. It's not, I have something for you. It's, I'm curious. What do you want?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Because then you can see if you fit into their wants, right? What they're looking for. So that's good. Listening is very important. She does it. I will cover this because that's a different model also, is listening and finding that person's need that you should be doing with the client anyhow, right? You have to find their need before you just start throwing things at them. So I want you to work on that vibe, like aggressively. If your vibe is not matching how you talk to people, you could feel it. You should be able to feel it. And you should be strong about it. That this is my vibe. I know I'm presenting that. To me, I feel like I present my vibe because I work on it. It's internal. I'm driven, and I want to inject passion into every single person that I meet. It's my passion. And I want you guys to have that same passion when it comes to your vibe. And that person sitting in front of you should be able to read it and tell you exactly what you're going for. That's how you become a good salesperson too. You should be able to read the person in front of you and catch their vibe. Emma, you raise your hand.
Yes. Thank you. I'm half awake, half asleep, but I'm fully awake after this meeting. Now,
Emma is a nurse, by the way, Grace.
Let me tell you guys, I have to get this 6-figure because I'm retiring my job. I don't care what everybody says. I earn 6-figure at my job, but I'm not doing that job anymore. Did you hear that? Watch my steps. Now, Grace, question. Selling by curiosity. Were you recruiting or did you do a sale? I think
it was recruiting.
You recruited by selling through curiosity?
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
I often just ask. I'm curious if you're open to new opportunities. I don't want to assume one's life goals, and I'm also just presenting it and say, hey, let's chat more and see if it's a mutual fit. I want to hear your story and see if this is a mutual fit, because it might not be. It might just be. And when they say no, it's not, or I send the I decide video that it's not my thing. That's cool. Move on. Yeah.
Got you. I'm gonna need your help because I'm getting a Chinese on board very soon. So I'm gonna need your help.
I speak some Mandarin.
Wow, there you go.
Yes.
Send me your number here. I'm gonna send you my number. The other one, where is Martinez? Luz, are you still here?
Who?
Luis.
Luis?
Luis, is he here?
He was.
He left. Which state is
Oh,
he?
he's here. He's here.
He's here.
hearing you.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Please, my brother, I'm gonna need your help. Probably I'll be calling you for questions when I go out there. Can you please send me your number here as well?
I'll send you his number.
Put it on the Roz. Put it on the thing on the chatty.
Okay.
Love you guys, teamwork.
I don't
Thank
mind.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm following you right behind you.
Love it.
All right, that's it. Just
Thank-
wanted connection.
Thank you. Thank you. So teamwork makes the dream work. Go for it. Okay, so now that everybody has written their vibe, and now you might be tweaking your vibe and making your vibe where someone can smell it, see it, hear it, feel it, right? It should enlighten all the senses. It should be like sending off sparks. It should make the person in front of you feel it in their hands, like this person wants me to be successful. So make sure your vibe is very strong. Now, number 2. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I did a women's leadership call, and we talked about organization, and some of you were on that call, and why organization is so important. Are you organizing your calendar? How many of you are organized and putting things and have a routine? Even if you have a job, put 1 in the chat that yes, you have a calendar or a routine that you follow. Lots of 1s. Perfect. I'm not going to ask you if you don't. I don't want to put you out there right now. But that is integral. So I'm so glad to see that people follow routines. Now, have you added a prospecting for agents block on your calendar? Put a 1 if you have.
Well, David, that's going to change, buddy. I'm about to show up at your door.
Hey, yo. You want Raza at your door.
Oh, yeah. So some people have, okay? Very few. And that tells you, we all have to work on this. We have to put a block for prospecting activities. And why do you do that? Is because a calendar will set the tone for your day.
Yep.
It will definitely set the tone for your day, especially if you're a business owner. You have to schedule your activities to be accountable. But when you have something in your calendar and you know every Monday at 6 p.m., you are going to be on a hunt to find amazing teammates. Now, you're not going to judge right away. I know a lot of people tell you, oh, find the person that does A, B, and C. They're the perfect recruit. There's no such thing as a perfect recruit.
Yes, ma'am.
I knew from my past company, there was a guy, he was a top earner. What did he used to write, Raza? On his own personal pen?
Oh,
like 60K, 70K a month or something crazy.
Coleman?
Don't say the name.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So the reason why I want to, speak about him is he probably couldn't have gotten a license because he had a criminal past.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to tell you what it was. It was really, really crazy, but he probably couldn't have gotten a license. And he came out and became a top earner.
Bad driver. That's all.
Yeah. Things happen. Things happen. But if we judged him, you would not have recruited him.
Yeah.
He was in Raza's hierarchy. He showed up many years later.
Yeah.
4
years later, he shows up and he's one of the top producers. And so that's why you don't know when you're building a team who shows up 8 levels, 7 levels deep 4 years later. And it was kicking butt and taking names.
Yeah.
And so the insurance industry allows people to, restart their lives after so many years. And so you would have judged him if you met him and you talked to him. You would have said, "Oh no, I'm not going to recruit him." But he changed his life, right? He transformed his life.
Yeah.
He's a multimillionaire now.
Yeah. A lot of people say.
So there's no magic in picking people because I don't want to herd cats. I want people who are there and self-motivated and they're putting things in their calendar. And I'm not messaging them, say, join this meeting, join this meeting. It's like, you just got to put it on your calendar and just join. So.
Okay, Grace, I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. You're an anomaly. I know you have everything on your calendar and she shows up to all trainings. I've already seen her work, right? You are 1 in a million. You have to go through a lot of people and one of you is going to pop up. I have seen that. I believe it. We've gone through thousands of people already. This is our business is by design. Our business has been designed. We have gone through so many people. You guys would cry if you went through the amount of people we went through. You would cry.
I have 682 people in my database in the Xperia back office that have come through the system. 682, right?
Well, I'm glad it's not online dating because you probably stopped a while ago. Yeah.
So don't judge is the main thing. I have been to so many trainings and it makes my heart like beat really, really fast because I'm angry about it. That who are we? I'm very spiritual and we are taught not to judge ever. It doesn't matter who is doing what. That's between them and their higher being, right?
Yeah.
You do not judge. And it's so easy to judge. It's a disease. Do not judge people, especially in business.
Yeah.
I am not dating this person. I'm not going to marry them and bring them into my home. Why am I so judgmental?
Yeah.
It's a business partner. They are welcome to the opportunity just like anyone else.
The only thing,
do not discriminate.
The only qualification is they have a license or they're studying for a license. That's it.
Yes.
There's no skill set, judgment, no ethnicity, no language, none of that. Because as long as they have a license, now, your job comes with your why. And if you have an honest why, you will just work with everybody, give them the same focus and attention like you would to a rock star, right? A rock star will just run on their own. I don't wake up Luis, right? And tell him, hey, man, you got to go do your 25 points.
Nope.
But the other 90 people, I might have to do that. Hey, have you done your 25 points? A lot of them, right? Why? Because they're coming from different backgrounds. They're coming from a JOB background where, guess what? They were told by the manager every single hour what to do. And they're programmed to be a clock in, clock out worker. And if nobody tells them what to do, they're not going to do it. So you have to understand the psychology behind everybody. Everybody has different psychology. Some people are super ADD, right? So you have to understand, like, hey, what happened? What are you doing? Oh, man, I was doing this, but I was doing this. Now I couldn't make calls. Like, oh, shoot, I said, man, this guy's ADD, right? So I'm like, okay, let's focus on your calendar. So anybody that's ADD, like me, like David, hello, right? So we are ADD personalities. So how do you control ADD? I control my ADD by being dedicated to my calendar.
Absolutely.
If it's not on my calendar, I'm doing this. Pick up my guitar and I start playing my guitar, right? I'm like, okay. And then I see a calendar pop. I'm like, oh man, okay, I got to go work, right?
Yeah.
And so the calendar, and if I go look back a week and my calendar shows my results.
Mm-hmm.
If my calendar is blank, your next paycheck is blank. I can guarantee you that. There's no ifs, buts, and maybes about it.
Calendar doesn't lie.
So the only thing you can trust is your activity. Like Luis said, he has a 25-point system of his activities, not about the sales. He didn't say 25,000 that I see. As he said, if I talk to somebody, 1 point. If I get a referral, 3 points, right? I go walk and talk, I collect this many names, because he knows every 7 is going to be a sale. Mathematics and statistics comes in. So activity is the only thing you can trust in, and a system, not people, not who is what they will do. The only thing you do is like, hey man, that's amazing. Great job. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm here if you need me. And that's kind of what I do. I used to be emotionally attached to people. And if somebody would quit, I would be like, oh man, he has so much potential. I worked so hard with him and he just quit. He didn't quit on me. He quit on himself and his life and his family. So I stopped taking financial or personal emotional attachment. I was a dance coach. I don't know if for some of you guys know, I used to teach ballroom dancing, right? And competitive ballroom dancing, and I used to compete for the US team. And I would do the same thing with my students. I would get really emotionally attached to their growth, their dedication. If somebody didn't show up or quit, I would like be, for a week, I would be destroyed. I was like, man, I worked so hard with them. I worked on Saturday. I worked on Sunday because they wanted to come in on that day. I sacrificed this, but I'm like, everybody's doing it not for you. They're doing it for themselves. They don't care. They could leave tomorrow and they don't care about you because their personal life, family depends on their surrounding in their life, right? Not on me. I had a client that would spend about like $8,000 a month in the studio and was a competitive student of mine. And they would block 2 hours a day for 7 days a week for lessons with me, right? And do at least a competition or 2 competitions a month. We were there was a competition where we were at a final national championship, and we were about to go on the floor to dance, compete. And she turned to me and she said, "Oh, by the way, I'm moving to Seattle next week." I'm like, "What?" Like, I see her every day for 2 lessons for the last 1 year consistently, right? It was like she was my sister, right? And I'm like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, my house got sold and I got a new job." I'm like, "And you just telling me while we're about to go compete and you're leaving tomorrow next week?" So I was like gonna lose like almost 14 lessons a week as a financially. And I was connected to her like, man, I did change her diet, change my diet because we wanted to compete. But I was emotionally connected, but it has nothing to do with me. Her life is going on her own. She had to go get a new job. She had to sell her house. So what I learned from that experience was to detach myself from the person, only stay connected to the results.
All right. So
Yeah, and I agree with what Jamil is saying, that pouring into yourself, because I feel like when I am in a certain place, I will give that energy and attract that energy back.
yes,
And people can sense it. So yeah.
agreed. Agreed. So if
If
you,
anybody needs like a good book recommendation, let me know. I got a bunch.
Jamil's your book guy.
Yeah.
He looks,
Have you read Money is an Illusion by Kyle Cease?
No,
I've read that twice and listened to audio. It is powerful.
All right, Jamil, I'm going to nominate you for something, man. I don't know if you like it or not. You are going to start a book club.
I was just gonna say that. Do Money is an Illusion.
Wait. I have the perfect book. Wait, it's downstairs in my library. But hi, dog. But the book is where's the book? It's here it is. No, it's right here. It's right here. God darn it, dog. Move. I'm sorry. I have a puppy that's rambunctious. This one. It is a daily book. Lead Generate. 61 days to double your pay. I have restarted it a bajillion times because I lose motivation like everybody else. So it would be great if we were to have, actually, I have my lucky dollar in there. This is the first dollar I've ever made from life insurance. I want you guys to know. I smack it every single day.
Aww. Love
But
it.
Lead Generate, 61 days to double your pay. It's really geared towards like real estate agents and everything like that. But it is the number one reason why when I started at Experior, I was able to generate a little bit of income because I followed the steps in this book. So let's start this Monday. If anybody wants to join, you can grab it, you can read it, or we can just read it on Discord. I'm on Discord every single day.
Hey, yeah, man, just let's dedicate an hour on Discord. Just find a schedule, put it
8 a.m. Wait, that's like 6 o'clock for Grace. So
no.
12 p.m.
Let's put some questionnaire in the messenger.
A poll maybe.
A poll and see who.
We'll figure it out. I don't want to. Yeah.
David is also in California. He's also early.
Yeah.
Oh, David too. Yeah, that's super early for you guys. Yeah, we can like
6 a.m.
Awesome.
Unless you want to wake up at 6 a.m.
I mean,
I'm up at 6 a.m. 5.
All right, let's do it. 8 a.m.
I'm at 4:30 every morning, so yeah.
Wow.
They're early birds. We're good. Quick little read. We're good to go. Hop on the Discord on Monday.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so number one, everybody wrote down vibe, and we're going to work on the vibe actively. Number two, we wrote down writing it into your calendar. Must happen. Everyone has to do that. We're all in a mastermind, and a mastermind needs to affect change. If you're not doing it, you're not going to change. So you're just showing up. So make sure you put it into your calendar. Number three, and I'm going to try to like go faster because we have a little bit of time left. Number three is focusing on the people you try to build, your agents that you're bringing onto your team. You're going to have to make sure that you create an environment where both of you can thrive. Okay? Not just the person. If you're completely vested in the agent and you're not like Grace mentioned and Jamil mentioned, pouring into yourself, you are going to again have burnout.
Yeah.
You have to do and you have to let others do. Both things have to happen. So make sure you create an environment that both of you are thriving in. And the thriving could be like a number system, or it could be, hey, today we're going to do 5 phone calls and get 1 appointment out of it. Let's do it together. And let's see who gets it first. Make it fun. Gamify it with your team. But if your team knows that you are part of the game, it's even funner, right? Like you've created a gamification it works to our inner child, right? Yeah. We forget to be kids sometimes. That childlike innocence gets you very far. I bring childlike innocence into my presentation. I want to be upbeat. I want to smile. I want to be goofy because people connect to that. We're too busy being a grown-up because that's what we're told. We're told how to act and behave and all of that. But people are attracted to you when you have some childlike innocence in you or some childlike motivation in you. Yeah. Something. It connects to their inner child. Some people have trauma, so they're attracted to that kind of people, right? It's natural. So use that. Use childlike gamification processes. Gamify it. Yeah. Believe it or not, that 25 count page is a gamification process. Yep. It speaks to your inner child. It's being competitive with your own self. Yeah. So if you're building an agency, have a competition. Like we said, 7 recruits, get $100 gift card. We're gamifying it. 25,000 AP. Get a watch. Get a watch. That's all I want to.
One thing I do with my teammates, we do. Whoever gets the most amount of business cards at the end of the month gets $50. You should try that.
Now you yourself and your team are doing some gamification. I think you did that.
That's I just do whoever gets the most amount of names. Give they have to be brand new. Like no. Last month, like 2 months ago, someone just put a bunch of family members in, but I just still had to give them the $50 because I didn't want to but no family members are in like straight up cold contacts that you meet outside that turn into warm contacts. Whoever gets the most amount of those, $50 goes right to them. That comes out of my pocket. Incentivize them to create more contacts, and I'm gonna make the $50 back.
Yeah. Absolutely. See, that's a big vision. A lot of people are stingy. Yeah. We could be stingy. We'd be like, well, we don't want to give a watch. We don't want to give money. We don't want to do the prizes. But stingy gets you nowhere. It keeps you broke. Yeah.
Invest back in your business.
In your business. It's an investment in building. You're in a business of building people. That $50 he already knows is going to come back to him. Yeah. You have to invest in your people. So don't be scared of that. So number 3 is create some imagination in your team. Have fun. It's up to you what you want to do on that. Or use us, whatever games that we have, the 7 recruits or the watch. Use that in your team until you can have something that you create yourself. It's not a problem. Leverage us until you get there, right? So you wrote down that, everybody, right? Everybody wrote number 3. You're gonna make it fun. You're gonna be creative, and you're gonna gamify the process. Exactly. Number 4 is perfecting your outreach. Now, I think this is everyone's weakness. We all struggle with perfecting our outreach. It's a mundane process. It's the most hated process of it all. It's constantly messaging that person, emailing that person, connecting with that person. That's why we are now leveraging a platform, because we know that's a big problem. We saw a lot of agents fail in that department, that even though they prospected, they brought business cards, now what? And we all talked about this earlier. So I was like, hey, they're already connecting to the training. After you pull the business cards and after you do all that, now what? Now they go into an outreach system. Either you're self-developing it where you're calling them and you're text messaging them on the dot every 6 days, 10 days. You have a system laid out and you're doing it from scratch, or you're linking into our platform and you're putting their email and their phone number in so the system can do the touch. Either way, that has to happen. Automation may be your next level. You might not be ready for it now. It's totally okay. But a system has to be in place to perfect your outreach. So number 4 is focus on your outreach, develop your outreach, and perfect it. It has to be done. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. Once you perfect your outreach, your business is guaranteed to skyrocket. There's a lot of money in outreach, a lot of money people leave on the table. Number 5, adopting a modern approach. And that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but we had to work on this part because we were weak here. Even though we thought we were technically advanced, we're not. That's why we brought the platform in. We have to improve our processes. It kind of ties into number 4. We improved our process. That people need tech. You don't want to be outdated because you will no longer be relatable. You will no longer be relatable. Your business is not only seniors, usually. You should also be going off after the younger people. My goal right now, and I'm sharing it out loud, my target market is going to be influencers. They got a lot of money out of nowhere, and they don't know how to invest it. They don't know how to put it in a safe place. I'm going after these multi-millionaires that are sitting online, dancing, and making a fortune.
Absolutely.
Right?
TikTok gold mine.
Yes, gold mine. Or they're Shopify geniuses or they're TikTok shop geniuses. These people,
The YouTubers,
the traditional, the socialites and all of this, that used to be the millionaires at that time. Then came the tech bubble, and the Silicon Valley were the wealthiest people. That's all changed, everyone. I know it's gonna kind of change up things in your mind a little bit. The wealthiest people right now are social influencers. That's why we say have a social imprint, a very strong social imprint. You need to compete with them. You need to talk their language, right? So that is my go-to market next. I'm working on developing that. Number 6, learn your business. Someone already said that too. You got to be a salesperson to help another person sell. That's all part of recruiting. If you're trying to go out there and recruit and you don't know how to sell, you're going to feel very weak. You're going to feel very uncomfortable and you're going to be scared of people. It is going to happen. Unless you're crazy and you don't think about all that, then you're going to be fine. But most people are scared. Most people are scared because they have a weakness in themselves and they're not proud of it. So please work on your knowledge base. There's so much training everywhere in the system, outside the system, YouTube. TikTok. If you want bite-sized pieces, go on TikTok. If you want longer videos, go on YouTube.
Podcast.
If you need to talk to the people on the team, go into the chat and say, hey, who wants to mastermind together? Let's go into the Discord channel. You have more than ample opportunities to grow your knowledge base and feel like, how about you take 1 hour, 3 or 4 of you meet in the Discord, talk it out, refresh each other, and then go out there. How much more powerful will you be?
I do want to add one thing. In the Discord, everything is recorded for like YouTube content. I'm trying to like start up a YouTube channel and stuff like that. So if you aren't comfortable with that, just let me know in advance before you like hop in so I can turn the recording off.
Love it. Thank you for that warning.
I just wanted to I forgot about that.
That's good to know. That's good to know. So use people to get you going, to get your knowledge base really, really strong. Sometimes you need that, like a little shot, and then you go out there and then you become a superhero. It's a cape, right? So let's work on that. So number 6 was learn your business. It's so basic, but you don't have to know it all. Make sure you don't get stuck. You don't have to know everything. Just know key points. Number 7, tracking. How many of you are tracking? Write a number 1 in the chat. Okay, that's really good. So again, I'm just going to mention Luis again because he uses that 25-point system. It's a tracker. Tracking, and then you can look back. You can say, I worked this much, it improved, I improved myself this much, I have these kind of results. So you know what your efforts will bring to you. If you knew your own numbers, you know how we were talking numbers, and he said after 7, you'll get a client. I said 10% rule. Most of your very successful agents or leaders are going to speak in numbers because they know they're tracking everything. They know exactly what has to happen to have what kind of result. Every successful business has tracking. You are a business. Stop acting less than that. I'm sorry. It's going to be a harsh reality. You are a business. You are required to monitor your own metrics. Metrics are important because they drive your business. Just when you call 2 people and you're about to say, I'm done, I called 2 people, I'm good. No, you're not going to produce results in 2 people. You are not. I'm so sorry, but it's a fact. You must hit your targets to have results. You have to track that to know your numbers. For some people, it might be out of every 4 people, you're going to get a sale because that's your numbers. Everyone's going to be different. We have a standard that we tell you, but you're going to have your own metrics. So make sure, number 7, you are tracking your efforts and your results.
One more thing to add. I've actually coded a dial tracking app for your computer, Windows. So if anybody wants that, just let me know and I'll send it to you.
Awesome. Number 8, get social. That's so basic, right? These are all so easy, but so important.
Yep. So for example, you should take a picture of the mastermind Zoom and post it on your wall, right? So if you want to show that you want to recruit more grace, you kind of have to create social footprint. Hey, masterminding with leaders, amazing morning, right? And then, so when you're trying to recruit somebody and they go to your Facebook wall, they should see that, okay, wow, this person is really active. This person really in masterminds. They're growing. They're helping themselves. They have a team. So now it kind of builds social proof that you are in the game, right? And they will get the support also. So every time you're on a training, take a picture of the Zoom, post it, do something positive. Great mindset. Maybe a couple of pointers, share that. So that's saying go social, start having social print.
Because that is a problem in an industry. People don't have enough training, or people don't have people to rely on and get ideas from. So if you're sharing that, hey, I have a team, I work with them, I am doing things with these people, we're all building together. You need people. It's a people business. We get our energy from people when it comes to sales, when it comes to team building. You came here because you are a people person. If you're not a people person, I'm not really sure why you got a license. It's the business.
Okay.
It is the business.
It's hardcore, man. Yeah,
it is. It's just a fact, and it's so silly to even say that. But you don't have to love everyone, but you have to like them. And I'm not saying you just stand them like, yo, I can handle it. You're not going to be very good at your job. You have to be a people person. You have to have a connection with people. You have to have a connection by wanting to help them, wanting to improve their lifestyle, wanting to improve their finances. This is your business. Your business needs to become passion. Your business relies on people. Then, so that's number 8 is get social. Everybody, what are some social platforms that you need to make sure you're building on?
All of them.
Bingo.
Every single one.
Bingo.
One thing that I actually realized is that it's going to be a lot more proficient for you to generate your own leads than to pay like $500 for some bunk leads. I do apologize about that. So one thing that I'm actually doing is I'm starting up a YouTube channel where I'm just talking about finance and manga and anime. That's what I like. That's what I'm talking about. And that'll drive the community towards me. There's not a lot of people talking about finance on YouTube. Those who are talking about, shut up, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I have a dog. And those who are talking about finance are usually, they'll usually put you in like in a rug pull scam. So just be genuine. There's not a lot of genuine financial people out there.
Love
If
it.
you're genuine, you will stand out. I promise you.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a lot of platforms that, I mean, maybe some of you are like, no, I'm not very strong. You have to be strong. You have to be, people are going to research you. So you need to have presence. You're talking about people's money. Someone yesterday found a person that has $7 million. One of your team members found a person that has $7 million to put away somewhere. Think about it. You think they're going to go trust him if they didn't have a presence somewhere or some trust factor? I would research the heck out of that person if I need to put $7 million in them. Do you have some social imprint that looks successful? That says it doesn't have to be successful. Sometimes social media, to explain to you, is like putting up a performance. You get to decide how you look online.
Yep.
It's under your control. If you want to look like a goofball and just post silly videos every day, or if you want to look like a political figure that nobody likes because you're going to post about politics all day long, I'm sorry, that's not attractive to a client. As I'm going to, again, I'll hold some people's hands. If you're into politics, don't put it online. We used to be heavily doing that. And then we said, well, that's really silly. It's immature. And we stopped. We've all been there. The business does not see race, culture, political views, anything. We are not concerned with that. We are only concerned with the money that you want to put into us so we can put it into the right product and set you up for life. That is all we're concerned with. So make sure you have designed your social footprint to be so strong, so trustworthy, so clear about what you do that people have no question but to invest in you.
Yeah. They don't have to guess what you do.
Yeah. Because you are selling yourself to a client. That's number 8 is get social, design it. You get to design who you are online. And it's not catfishing. It's not. It's business development. Design your social media the way you want. Number 9 is turning off your notifications when you're working.
Ooh, that's big.
Basically cutting off distractions. When you're in work zone, you are only in work zone. Raza tells me all the time to turn off my Facebook notifications. I don't know how to, honestly. I need to. But he tells me all the time because it's always buzzing. And he's like, you need to turn that off. You can't focus. And it's so true. I should.
And then she said, I texted you, I called you. I said, well, I have no notifications on. Sorry.
It can be dangerous. But when you're working and you want to be when you really want to be absorbed into that space, you need to turn off your notifications, tell your wife, tell your husband, I'm here. I'm just not going to pick up your phone. Don't be mad. Whatever you have to do. But notifications are a weakness.
A distraction, yeah.
Distraction. So that's number 9. You're going to effectively turn off notifications and distractions. Number 10. I think there's just a few more. Let's just not do number 10. That's this one. Okay, number 10, we'll make it this. You're going to be proactive about getting referrals. Write a 1 in the chat. If you successfully ask people for referrals, you make them give the phone number of the person and the name of the person. Then you let them message that person and say, hey, my expert is going to be connecting with you. And you do that. Oh, okay. 1 person.
Yeah, if you are not, there's a training that we did one Saturday called the Power, where you need really 1 good client. And if you treat them like gold, they'll at least give you 4 referrals. And if you rinse and repeat that process with each 4 of them, they will give you 4 more, right? So you have 16 referrals. And when you have a referral, you never have to sell because their referrals, they come to you like, hey, I need this. You then become an order taker. So how many of you want to become an order taker where you don't do any sales? You're like, yeah, how can I help you? Oh, Grace told me you can help me. Great. Okay. And that's where you want to get to. You want to get to the order taker stage where it's pull marketing happening. People are coming to you. And that happens through word of mouth, social proof and referrals.
Remember I told you the story about that one agent that had a criminal background, and then he became a top producer?
Oh yeah,
Remember that story? Okay, so he never bought a lead. His entire business was referral.
Yep.
Entire business was getting referrals. He made it his business. He said, I talk to one person, I will pull 10 referrals out of them.
Yeah, every appointment he
Guaranteed.
pulled 10 referrals.
And he did it with purpose.
With purpose, yeah.
A lot of us do things, we hope for results, but we're not doing it with purpose. He does. Every client is 10 referrals. Doesn't matter. I have to get 10. I will not leave them alone. I gave them a good service. I was adamant about providing them a good service. I set them up.
And guess what? With the new Wealthmaker AI system, we are also going to automate a lot of that to where you have a drip campaign and awareness of referral and touching your new clients and asking for referrals.
So that's the last one that you have to write down, is that you have to be purposeful with getting referrals. One person, if you can hit 10, oh my God, you will be so successful. That's a warm market lead right there.
Yeah.
People make millions of dollars because of referral business. So don't sit on it. I know a lot of us are sitting on it. That was it. Very, very, very basic things. Now, we open it to you all for comments, discussions, thoughts. What was the question? Give the first 7. Give the first 7. I think Jamil kind of wrote them down, actually, didn't he? For us.
I have them. I'll give it to her,
Yes.
Imran.
Amy, this is recorded, so I'll drop the recording in the message.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I can put it in the chat.
Awesome.
Oh, please, yeah.
Thanks, Grace.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late. I have a legitimate reason, though.
Got your fingerprints, right? Congratulations.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Thank you very much.
one of the most dedicated non-licensed agents I've ever met. She, without fail, has never missed a meeting while she was studying for licensing, and she finally passed the test. Congrats, buddy. Now time to print
Thank
money.
you.
Congratulations. That's
You guys
awesome.
are my best cheerleaders. I love it.
Let's see. Okay. So Grace is typing it in. Just typing in the point. So anything that you guys want to share? Some people that want to say something. No? Okay, no problem. I'll add one more thing on there. Practice engagement.
Important. Yes.
Engagement is crucial to make other people feel good that you're listening to them, that you're involved in the conversation. It's not a one-way conversation. So make sure we all work on that as well, because it's very important, especially when you become leaders. You want to have that team environment where everybody is not only just receiving, but they're also giving.
Yeah.
So like some people piped in, they gave their info. Eventually, Raza and I need to phase out of training. I know it's sad, but don't be too sad, because other people have to phase in, and that's getting you ready to train. So this is very, very, very important. We're saying that out loud with purpose, that we have to phase out. Everybody's time ends at some point, right? So we have to phase out of continuous training. Other people have to step into that.
Also, it gives room for the leaders to step up, right?
Yeah, we're not growing if other leaders are not stepping into this place. And that we know. So it's a pain point for us. We want you guys to start becoming the executive director you hope to be.
Yeah.
Starts now.
Okay, so may I say something, Imran?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I first came to this opportunity, you guys didn't ask anyone anything. You called us out, and it was so uncomfortable, but it felt good at the same time. So I mentioned that to mention this, is that why don't you call us out? Just call on someone, and let us get uncomfortable with being comfortable. And I think that'll pull a lot of things out of us because most people aren't going to participate naturally.
Yes.
But as leaders, each and every one of us, if you call us out by name, I'm almost certain that each and every one of us will speak up.
Well, thank you for training me. There you go. See, we all learn something from each other. That is so true.
Yeah, something because you feel uncomfortable making other people uncomfortable. But yes, we do that.
I mean, I personally don't really feel uncomfortable making other people uncomfortable, but sometimes I get a little too relaxed on that. And that's true. Sometimes it's okay. It's okay to build other leaders. Just apologize later for maybe hurting them.
Yeah. Once they get their six ring, you're like, hey man, sorry I pushed too hard.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
Congrats.
I'm sorry, but you're rich.
But I want to say, guys, it was electrifying. I was nervous. I was fumbling over my words. My heart was beating. I thought I was gonna die. But afterwards, I felt great. I really did. So you have my permission to call upon me if no one else gives their permission. Thank you.
I love it. So she's talking about the first call she joined. I broke out everyone into smaller rooms and I forced them to call 10 people right away. And that was the first training. I'm sorry you walked into that as the first training, but we did a real active day. And Jamila, I think, stemmed into the Discord because that was needed. Actually, that's the day that was formed. So it was a big deal. It was a shocker for a lot of people. And we literally, about 15 people dropped off that call right away. Right away.
I was almost one of them. I was like, let me. But if I want to grow, I said I cannot keep running away.
Yes.
So thank you.
Well, thank you. Because calling people going to businesses is so scary. But we need that to be excited about our business.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to have some of that scary feeling, that the butterflies in your stomach. It's like a relationship, right?
That's the growth.
Oh my God, yes. Gives you the butterflies and you keep going back for more of those butterflies. That's what business is. Keep going back more for those butterflies. They're going to drive you. They're going to make
Joy, I just have to add that for me, I'm so glad whoever from WFG reached out to me to give me this opportunity, because I'm from healthcare, from tech. This is not something that I was thinking about to pursue.
So what did they say to you?
What's that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How did they approach you?
It was actually through LinkedIn. She just said, are you open to new opportunities? And it was the right timing. And I feel like when it's the right timing for someone, we can't say anything wrong.
That's true.
When they're ready, they're ready. Yeah.
Amazing. That's so true.
Yeah. So it's a numbers game, right? How many people you reach out to?
Any last thoughts?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Grace. You can. Okay. So anybody else that wants to say something? Luis, you wanna give us some big pointers?
Close it out, man. Close it out.
Let me figure this technology out. I don't know. It's consistency. That's all it is. Whether it's producing, and once I hit that number that I'm trying to hit, I'm thinking consistency has to be on my calendar to start looking for new agents to help grow the team.
Yeah.
But it's consistency. There's nothing else, in my opinion, at this point.
Correct.
We're all in different phases of life. And so, but I think just consistency with whatever it is that you're doing will yield some kind of return, and then just adapt, right?
Correct. Again, once you hit your 6-figure goal this month, after that, your next goal is to make that 100,000 be passive. How is that going to happen? Then that's where your next phase is going to be, right?
People.
First
helping people.
Yep. The more people.
Can I comment?
Yes. Somebody want to say something?
Yes,
Yes, please. Anne.
yes. I know I know I've been off the system.
Another nurse.
I've been
Welcome.
off in the forum, but something came up that was taking more time than I picked up, then I dropped. But I'm coming back slowly. And one of the things I would like to say is the referral thing is
Anne.
Anne, you there?
his name to call him for an IUL. So I called him twice. I never got him. So I kind of forgot about it. So I keep feeling guilty, like sometimes you would have helped somebody or a family, but because of maybe procrastination or you're not consistent with your business, tracking is something. Like if you don't call somebody today, if you don't call tomorrow, whatever, you might save a family just, by doing what you are doing. And Imlana, I like your goal because it kind of goes with mine. Me, I don't care how much money figure when you are working and all that, but nobody can recognize that. But if you help somebody, even if it is on a small scale, that will go down in your legacy. Our legacy is not only money, is also what you have done for another person. So Imrana, I think I back up your goal is, and as Luis said, or somebody said, I don't know whether it's Luis or something, you help people, money will get to you. But if you follow money, then it will not be counted anywhere because nobody will remember it. And that's why I think creating what do you call it? An agency is better because sometimes you sell to people and just forgot about it. I think when I was in the BFG, I sold to people, I don't even remember who they are now, you see? Wow. So I don't have tracking, we don't have connection. And maybe I would have gotten other referrals because some of them were really very happy with what they got. Like I having an IUL or moving money from one place to another. But because I never get back to them, I finished up with them, then maybe I'm losing up. So I think today's meeting really was talking to me.
Nice.
Love it.
And that's why I was like, it's a wake-up call for me, maybe me and others. I don't know. But for me, I think it's the high time. Like now I have 6 referrals from my son. I have keep on saying, I'll call them. Now, I think from today,
6 referrals. Don't
Nice.
sit on it, girlfriend. Go sit on it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. With Anne's conversation, I think that's a great end. Just have a legacy and go for it. Your legacy is far greater than just production.
Yeah.
And Rana, I would like to ask a question though before we end, if that's okay.
Yeah, Tremaine, go ahead.
So, Raza, I just want to know who I need to give my address to, because you said for the watch it was submitted business, right?
Correct.
Wait.
They updated my NVT. So yeah, I'm officially over your requirement. So
No way.
you can call me later. Jamil, get out the camera.
No, hold on. We gotta see that in writing, first of all.
25,000? Come on.
Yes, I'm over that.
And just
way
pop that
over
up at the end of the meeting. That's cool.
That's a very powerful end to the meeting.
He did that on purpose. To let everybody know.
I did not.
That's cool.
I just I just
Congratulations, though. That is a milestone. That's awesome.
Into higher gear. Thank you.
Congrats.
So
All right,
yeah,
guys.
Raza,
Everybody clap for Tremaine right now. She just did a milestone. There it is. David, come on. I don't see your hands clapping together, David. You too, Grace.
That clap.
Clap it up for Tremaine.
David's waiting for his camera to clap.
So I'm so sorry we have to go, everyone. There's another meeting after this, but meet us again next week. It's our mastermind. You know, let's invite your team here too. We gotta build bigger. Let's go, everyone. Go out.
Grace, I'll see you
Tremaine.
on the Zoom. Okay.
Thank you.